that's the toilet. You could just film that possibly.
So okay, so underneath that though is okay,
pretty
so it
full,
drops.
so I don't think that's a good advertisement for filming straight down the patch at the moment.
But how
it's half full, looks more tame.
So you've got a barrel under there.
Yeah, there's a bucket which I'll show you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this.
So that's the front. So that's
there's a bucket in there, and any liquid in there drains off out into a sawdust-filled bucket out the back.
Yep.
Down lower.
Yep.
So we just add a bit of sawdust here.
Because the other thing people
after
always
it's
going
used,
it smells.
It has a black solar chimney here.
Yep.
And ventilation inside that cabinet, so that the cool air comes in the bottom and
so
then
you've got a fan in the
moves
chimney?
up. No, it's because it's painted black.
Yeah.
It creates its own draft. But as you fill it, you add a bit of, sometimes a sprinkle of soil, but generally always just sawdust. And it's a biological system, so you try and just. It's so like a basic composting system. Yeah. You just sprinkle a bit of that on, and generally there's not much smell at all. And if there is, it's showing you that you've got too much urine in it. And it's not draining off effectively. But basically if the liquid can drain off,
then it's fine.
And our urine we collect all in sawdust filled buckets, and we mulch that around fruit trees. Then time is the thing with human compost.
Yeah.
The longer you leave it, the all the pathogens basically decompose. So if you can leave it 2 years, that's the ultimate. But I mean, that's for the worst kind of pathogens that you might get in Asia.
Yeah.
This is going to be a bit wet, so watch your camera, right? That's wild. So this is our system here. When we fill up the toilet barrel, it comes to the end of the line.
Yes.
And then these are all just composting. Now, over time, probably takes about at least a year to get to the end here. And
you must be able to tell what's a good year then.
Oh yeah, well I'm due to come up here for a session and just
like
sort of lift
wine,
the lids and just check how they're all going. But this will be compost in here.
Yeah.
Ready to.
So that's 1 year.
Spread around trees. Yeah, so at least a year. But as you can see, I mean, it's full of worms, and you'll probably see these little round things here. These are all the worm eggs. That's so they're all reproducing healthily. But that's the sawdust and human manure.
That's fantastic.
And we haven't turned it or anything. It just gets put in a barrel and left.
And the worms turn it.
Yeah. Not just the worms, but there's billions of life forms in a living soil. The soil scientists have measured in a handful of living soil, not necessarily from a compost toilet, just from a mulched organic soil, there are 6 billion life forms in there. That's as much as the population of the planet, humans, right? Yeah. 6 billion, and that's fungi, virus, protozoa, actinomycetes. There's lots of different life forms, not just worms. People get very focused on worms because they can see them, but
it's all the microorganisms.
Yeah. So when we put a new barrel down to the toilet, an empty one, we just put a fork full of that in the bottom, and that's the inoculation, and then so it drops to about half the volume. The bucket has holes drilled in it.
Yep.
So when it's in our system, the liquid drains off. So the same up here.
So it's getting the buckets.
Yeah, you could get. They've got to be a certain size that you can manage. I can lift that just when it's full. And the wider the top, the better. But we actually have gone to the ones at the end up here are a bit bigger. This size is quite ideal because it's got a wider top.
Yeah.
Joe Palisha's got it, but it's a fairly basic kind of design. But he's got the plans of the cabinet. But you've got to get a bigger barrel as you can, and you need minimum 12. We've actually got 1, 2. We've got 26 barrels, but we're a 5-person household. It's sort of quite good. We've bought a few more every now and then, just because the longer you leave it, the better, really. And then when you come up here and you're spread it around when you do like 15 at a time.
That's done.
Yeah, which is what I've got to do now because we need an empty one. I've been due to come up and have my toilet session for a while.
Excellent. It's good timing, isn't it?
Half out close by now. Take it out a bit.
That such a tree does well.
Yeah, that doesn't like this one.